Welcome to the 2019 F1 Monaco Grand Prix race day review. It was boring, just like I suggested. Don't really like this track. Overhyped. It's outdated. It's been outdated for about 50 years. What's the point of a track when someone gets in front, there is zero chance of taking over? Zero chance. Just like last year, Daniel Ricciardo for Red Bull in front for 30 laps of the race. You had the faster car, Sebastian Vettel for the Ferrari, trying to pass Daniel Ricciardo. But by the way, Daniel Ricciardo's engine is turbo blue, but he still stayed in front. Vettel had no chance of passing him, because all Ricciardo had to do is park his car in the middle of the track, and there is zero chance of passing him. Now you tell me, is that fair? In my opinion, it's not fair. This track, like I said, is outdated. They need to wipe it off the calendar. I don't care about the glitz and the glamour. We're not here to do glitz and glamour. We're here to race moto cars. This is where the IndyCar, the Indy 500 comes, Formula E, F1, you name it, it all comes here. But when you got a car that goes over 210 miles per hour and you're trying to pass someone in the corner, and the majority of the time, 99.9%, if you try and go for it, you're going to crash into the barrier. This is no longer a racing track. This should be called a death trap. This should be a petition online, which my name will probably be on the top of it, to get rid of this track. Bring back the Nürburgring. Bring back Imola. Bring back a track what's got status. Like I said, I don't care about the glitz and the glamour. If you want to go out and have a drink, you want to go out and have something to eat, you want to go out and party, I do not care. All I care is about motor racing. And this track is no longer a motor racing car. A track. So in my opinion, they need to either try and adjust it to make it bigger, or just scrap it. I don't know, you're going to get some idiot on Twitter who's going to come to me, he's going to say to me, you know what? You don't know what you're talking about. This track is great. Then I'll ask him, I'll say, okay, then you think it's great? Give me an opinion. Give me one reason why you think this track is great. He'll probably say, oh, it's Monaco. This is where people come to have a good time. This is where people come to have a drink. Yeah, but again, I'm going to ask you again. You tell me why it's a good track. Oh, it's a good track. This is where people come have a good time. They go to the hotel. They celebrate. They have food. Again, I'll ask him for the third time. Why is it a good track? Still can't give me an answer. Then what I'll do, I'll just block him. There you go. So my point is, they need to get rid of this track. Onto the race. Oh boy. Charles Leclerc. He was a reckless renegade today, wasn't he? Charles Leclerc. What a madman he was. Crashing into people. Losing car parts. Coming into the pits with his wheel hanging off. Coming back out of the pits with his floor hanging off. No floor. Losing downforce. This guy was up for it today, wasn't he? He shouldn't even been at the back of the circuit. He should have been at the front. But again, like I said yesterday, if you watch my video, clueless strategy. The racing team should be working at Tesco for minimum wage, not at F1 track. They've cost Charles Leclerc his race this week. Charles Leclerc come out frustrated that he just wanted to get straight to the front. Like I said, crashing into Roman Grosjean, losing his back wheel, losing tyres, debris throwing coming off his car, his floor literally hanging off, causing a racing incident, causing a safety car, you name it. Charles Leclerc eventually had to realise that he had to retire. There was no way he was going to finish the race. A lot of people are going to say he was reckless. Do I agree with it? He was. But a bit frustrated as well. But if you was in his position and you was racing for Ferrari, wouldn't you be? Because I would be. Some people are also going to say, you think he's ready for Ferrari? Maybe not. In my opinion, he probably is. But when you've got a clueless strategy team, you should be working at Tesco or Aldi's for minimum wage, you got no chance. You get my point. There's not much really to talk about this race. I got a few notes down. I don't even really want to read off the notes really. I could just say race starts, Hamilton's in front, wins the race, review over. I'll stop the video. I could say that. But I'm going to go for a few notes. As you could hear, as you can listen to my voice, the tone of my voice, I'm not really happy. I don't really care. Hamilton won the race. What a gallant effort. What an effort by Hamilton. Them medium tyres. Jesus Christ, I thought they was going to fall off. But if I was in his position, I would have raced to the end as well. It's either that or he was going to come fourth. Is Bottas slipping? That's what people are going to say as well. He made a mistake in Spain. Couldn't get didn't have a good start. He come into this race, high hopes, couldn't get the pole. Making a mistake coming into the pits, trying to back up everybody. He ended up losing out. Did he make a mistake? Yeah. Is the pressure started to get to him? We'll see. But this review, it's not going to be a long review. I'm going to get into it. As it starts, lights out of the way we go. Crafty says the same old rubbish like he says every week. Charles starts coming through the pack. At first, I thought Charles was going to do okay. He starts coming through the pack very quickly. I thought, you know what, maybe he's going to catch up. Maybe a safety car is going to help him out. I don't know. Passes Roman Grosjean on lap 8. And then everything was going smoothly until lap 9. Lap 9 comes out. Charles clashes with Hockenberg. Causes him a puncture. So there was your first clue straight away. Frustration kicking in. Lap 9. Charles Leclerc gets a puncture. Comes into the pits. Safety car comes out. Because debris was coming off his car. Like I said at the beginning of the video. His wheel was hanging off. Tyre was coming off. It was a mess. Safety car comes out. Charles comes out of the pits. And he gets overlapped by Mercedes. So we're only 10 laps into the race. And he's already been overlapped by Mercedes and Vettel as well. So you know his day is not working out the way he expected it. He probably come into this Friday, probably thought he was going to get a win. Being the hometown boy from Monaco, he would have been the first Monegascan, whatever you call it, the first Monaco boy, homegrown boy to win Monaco. Could he have done it? That's probably what he thought on Friday. But basically, he came in. He was losing a lot of downforce. His floor on his car was completely in bits. I knew by then he was going to retire. Didn't retire yet, but I knew it was coming. He was losing downforce. He's coming into the pit, trying to change his tyres. He had no chance. The drivers started pitting. This is when I thought maybe it's going to get a little bit interesting. Hamilton flies into the pits with Bottas behind him. Hamilton comes in, puts the medium tyres on. We're only 10 or 11 laps in. So I thought, you know what? Mercedes could have stayed out a bit longer. But because of the racing car incident, Hamilton gets forced to pit. He had to pit. They tried for a double stack, but this is where Bottas made his mistake. He started backing up the drivers. He tried to back up Max Verstappen. He tried to back up Vettel. He made a mistake. He ended up... He compromised his position in second place. Vettel comes in quick, pits. So Verstappen comes in front of Vettel, pits. And then what happens then? The pit people come out. I mean, they came out, the drivers, and Max Verstappen crashes in. No, not crashes in. Kind of nudges Bottas into the pits. Straight away, I knew then it was going to be a 5-second time penalty, or points was going to be added on at the end of the race. Straight away into the pits. So, it never worked. They tried a double stack. It never worked. So, lap 13. Bottas pits again. Because if he had a puncher on lap 10, which Max Verstappen caused. So, Bottas pits at lap 13, puts the hard tyres on. So, these hard tyres, what they was going for now, for Valtteri Bottas, that he gets, he stays on his hard tyres, and hopefully he can finish the race on his hard tyres. Because everything was messed up when Charles Leclerc come out and his car started falling to pieces like it was a Lego set. Because his car at the end of the evening, it looked like a Lego car. His floor was off, caused a safety car. So Bottas had the incident with Max Verstappen in the pits on lap 10, and then he punctured his tyre. So like I said before, Bottas came into the pits lap 13, put the hard tyres on, safety car, suspected puncher. Lap 15, safety car ends finally. I thought it was going to start there all day, but which it never. Charles pits again for the third time, puts the soft tyres on. The floor was basically falling off, like I told you before. He was losing downforce rapidly, and then he was done, basically. Let's move on. Lap 19, Charles retires. We all knew he was going to retire. If you watched the race, the commentators was hinting, we all knew he was going to retire. Once your car starts losing downforce, no chance. You got no chance. You're going to retire. It's just inevitable. It's going to happen, and it happened. So, the incident earlier on lap 10, involving Max Verstappen and Bottas in the pits. Max Verstappen got a 5-second time penalty. So, that was Max Verstappen basically not going to get second. So, Giovinazzi got a 10-second for causing a collision as well, which was similar to Max Verstappen. There was debate on the commentary team on Sky Sports. They were saying, you know what, it was similar to Max's incident. Max only gets a 5-second time penalty, and Giovanni gets a 10-second for causing the collision as well. So a lot of people were saying it was a bit harsh. Maybe Max should have got a 10-second time penalty as well, which you never. But you know how the stewards are biased. Lap 28, Gasly pits, puts the medium tyres on. So there's nothing going on there. People just doing the regular pits. He puts the medium tyres on. Lap 33, Kvyat pits, puts the medium tyres on. Albon, lap 41, puts the medium tyres on. Lap 48. Respect to Kimi. Kimi was going around for 48 laps on the medium tyres. No, on the soft tyres. Kimi had for 48 laps. He finally pitted. First time Kimi, and he's a savage. Savage race from Kimi. Lap 48. The blue flags come out, holding up Bottas. He was trying to make up ground past Vettel, but they got in as well, and he kind of got compromised. So he lost a bit of time behind Vettel as well. Behind the back markers. Lap 63, Gasly pits, puts the soft tyres on. Again, trying to go for the fastest lap, which he succeeded. So that's the second time he's done that this season now. Gasly trying to get that extra cheap points, which might be beneficial to him towards the end of the season. Now, for at least 15 laps, Lewis was coming on the radio, kept moaning and moaning and moaning, saying, these tyres are done. The tyres are not going to last. The guy on the radio was saying, don't worry, just keep Max behind you, because Max was trying to launch his car at Lewis for at least 30 laps. He was picking up the pace, basically destroying his tyres and Lewis's tyres. Lewis was trying to manage his tyres for at least 40 laps because of that pit he was forced to do. The Pirelli says that the medium tyres were only going to last up to 39 laps, but Lewis Hamilton succeeded that, and he done it for at least 40 plus laps. So my hat goes off to Lewis. The determination he showed on them tyres was magical. This is why he's a 5-time world champion, maybe a future 6-time world champion. He had the worst person you can have if you're trying to save your tyres, to try and preserve your tyres for the race. The worst racer you want behind you, the racer you do not want behind you is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen was pressuring Lewis, but for the experience Lewis has, he kept it under control. Even though he kept coming on the radio every couple of minutes saying his tyres are done. What kept Lewis Hamilton in that race was his rear tyres. His rear tyres kept him in that race. And because they didn't really blister. His front tyres blistered a bit, but his back tyres were fine. And that's what kept him. Max tried to launch a few, the car at him around the corner. But Lewis avoided it and he was fine. Romain Grosjean got awarded a 5-second time penalty. Lap 77, this is where I thought Lewis was done. Lap 77, Max tried to take over Lewis on one of the sections on the race. Tried to take over Lewis. He kind of hit Lewis at the back of his tyres. Lewis had to go off to the runoff area. They said there was gonna be an investigation. I don't think there was an investigation. I mean, there was, but I don't think anything was said of it. But it was just, to me, it was a racing incident. Max tried to take over Lewis. He tried it, was unsuccessful. He didn't take out Lewis. Didn't really take out himself, and everything was continuing as normal. And at the end, that's all what happened really. Lewis came out. He won the race. He won it on the medium tyres. One pit strategy at Monaco. When you had Max Verstappen coming behind you for at least 40 laps, that's amazing in itself. So that was it. The race was over. Lewis won. He'd done it for our NIKI LAUDA. The team was happy. They didn't get the 1 and 2 today, but Lewis got the win for Mercedes. So the way it finished was Hamilton first. Vettel got second. Fair play to him. For where he came from in qualifying, it was good for Vettel. Good for Ferrari. They got second place. Happy for him. So we got first place. We got Lewis Hamilton. Second, Vettel. Third place, Bottas. Fourth place, Max Verstappen. Fifth place, Gasly. Sixth place, Sainz. Seventh place, Fiat. Eighth place, Albon. Ninth place, Ricciardo. 10th place, Grosjean. 11th place, Norris. 12th place, Magnussen. 13th place, Perez. 14th place, Hülkenberg. 15th place, Russell. 16th place, Stroll. 17th place, Raikkonen. And 18th place, Kubica. And 19th place, Giovinazzi. And 16th, Charles Leclerc. So Russell done well. Russell finished 15th. That was good for Williams. Yeah. Russell must be happy with that. Russell must be happy with that result. Coming 15th. So that was it then. So let's have a look how the constructors are. We got Mercedes on 257. Ferrari in second place on 139. Red Bull just trailing behind Ferrari with 110. McLaren in fourth place with 30 points. Fifth place, we got Racing Point. Racing Point with 17 points. Sixth place, we've got Haas with 16. 17th, we've got Toro Rosso with 16 points. And in 8th, we've got Renault, 14 points. And then we've got Alfa Romeo in in 9th place with 13 points. And William again with nothing to show for the season. Now, let's have a look at the table now. We've got Hamilton on 137 points. Bottas second, trailing behind him with 17 points, 120 points in second place. Vettel third with 82 points. Max Verstappen only 4 points behind Vettel with 78 points. So that could be a nice little battle there. You got Charles Leclerc losing out today again with the DNF. Fifth place, he's got 57 points. We've got Pierre Gasly in sixth place, 32 points. Seventh place, we've got Carlos Sainz with 18 points. And then you got Magnussen in 8th place with 14 points. You got Perez in 9th place with 13 points. You got Kimi Raikkonen in 10th place with 13 points as well. And in 11th place, we've got Lando Norris with 12 points. So we've got the midfield battle doing quite well there. The midfield battle is on. In 12th, we've got Fiat, 9 points. 13th, Ricciardo, 8 points. 14th, Albon, 7 points. 15th, Hülkenberg, 6 points. And 16th, Stroll, he's got 4 points. 17th, Grosjean with 2 points. And 18 In 18th, Giovinazzi with 0 points, and 19th, Russell 0 points, and Kubica 0 points. So that's how the standings go. Now, I'm going to play some interviews. Let's have a look what interviews I got on here. There's any interviews. We've got one here from Robert Kubica. He says basically it was an exercise in race management. So I'm going to play it.
Hey Robert, how was that Monaco Grand Prix for you back in the Formula One car?
Well, as usual, Monaco. Quite long race with managing the tires, and it was a lucky race for me. But that's how it is. It's Monaco. So actually, the race started pretty well for us. Then when the safety car came in, I was pretty sure I'm coming in, but it was not the case. So then Giovinazzi hit me on my back in Raskas. So I lost a lot of time there. I have to reverse. I blocked some guys. That's how it is.
Thank you very much.
So not happy by Robert Kubica. Like you said, it's Monaco. He knows how it is. We've got Kimi Räikkönen. We had some speed, but nowhere to use it. Just like I said at the beginning of the weekend, I asked Kimi, do you like Monaco? He goes, no. Do you like it round here? He goes, no. What about the glitz and the glamour? No. So basically, he doesn't like it here, Kimi. And like I said, to me, it's just an outdated track. Leave your comments below if you agree or disagree, and I'll get back to you. So it's Kimi Räikkönen. We had some speed, but nowhere to use it. Outdated.
Kimi, it looked like Alpha just didn't have the pace today, and you had that little skirmish with Lance Stroll down at the hairpin.
Yeah, but honestly, with all those, I think we had a speed, but certain points, but there's no way to use because you're not going to pass anybody here unless something big happens to the guy in the front. So, what can you do?
That's it, standard. It's keeping it real. Charles Leclerc, a weekend to forget for Ferrari. Weekend to forget for you.
Charles, tough day to a tough weekend. Can you kind of summarise how that race went for you?
Well, fun at the beginning. Obviously, it ended in disaster. It's pretty sad, but I'll try to bounce back at the next race.
Can you kind of take any encouragement from this weekend?
I think performance was quite good in FP3. Then apart from this, I think it's a weekend to forget.
Thank you very much.
That's it. So what else? Who else have we got? Not much. We've got Lewis Hamilton celebrating his in style after winning the Monte Carlo Grand Prix.
With Baconaise, crispy smoked bacon and bacon lovers relish. It's the I Love You Bacon Burger, only at KFC.
The Mercedes won in memory of Niki Lauda, where Lewis Hamilton, after all the emotions that he's felt during the course of the week.
So that's it. That's enough of it, really. There's not many interviews today. We've got Pierre Gasly. We can't be because we can be pretty pleased with our race. So we can play that interview for Pierre Gasly. Hopefully no more KFC advertising.
Hey Pierre, fastest lap there today. Can you kind of just sum up your race and that fastest lap right at the end?
We started P8, so we knew it would be difficult to come back on such a track. But I had a good start, managed to get a position at the start, and then after with the safety car, we cleared the two car in front. Tried to be as fast as possible to make the overcut, and that's what we did. So I think it was positive to get this fifth place, starting 8th, and with the extra point for fastest lap, I think we can be pretty pleased.
Thank you.
Yeah, so another fastest lap for Pierre Gasly. Who else have we got? We've got Lando Norris. He's saying we had decent pace today in what was a fun race.
The KFC fill-up lunch for $1.99.
What the clock? I win. You don't want to see me shining. I win. You don't want to.
Hey Lando, can you kind of just sum up that race? Because you look like you had pretty good pace there when you could use it, at least at Monaco.
Yeah, it was a long race actually. Yeah, when I was able to push, we had decent pace, but I don't know. I think the maximum points I ever could have got today was maybe P10 or maybe P9 at best. But playing a bit more the team game, we managed to help Carlos get a P6. So in the end of the day, maybe it wasn't the best I could have done in terms of result-wise, but as a team, it was the best result we could get. So for that, I'm very happy. I think we did a good job. I did a good job with what I needed to do, and of course Carlos to get P6. So yeah, it was tough, but overall a fun race.
Basically, same as a fun race, but really you could tell he's not happy. I think the drivers are just glad they've gone. See, this what I mean. The high put this Grand Prix for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's overrated. I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care if you agree with me or not. This Grand Prix of Monaco is overhyped. The drivers don't like it. You never hear the drivers say that they love Monaco. You hear the commentators. You hear all the commentators and the people on the side saying, "Oh, Monaco, great! Yeah, we've got a lot to see, a lot of stuff to see. We can get in the car, go to the film festival. We can do this, we can do that." But what it boils down to, this track, the racing track. I don't care what's happening behind. I don't care if there's a circus. I don't care if there's an outdoor cinema. I don't care if there's a swimming pool. I don't care if you see whales flying. I don't care what you see. This track, racing track, is outdated. And if they can't extend it or make it a little bit bigger in parts, just take it off the calendar and just end it. Because these drivers, you can see by all the way I'm looking at it now, these drivers are not happy. Kimi is the only realist guy in the room. Kimi just come out and say, "No, look, we had some speed, you got nowhere to use it." Robert Kubica said, "It's Monaco, what can we do?" It is a depressing track. This track is depressing. There's no takeovers. What is the point? The race ends in qualifying. It ends after qualifying. That's it. That's the result. If you get P1, P2, it's one of them who's going to win it. And that's it. That's not a racing track at all. It's outdated. They need to either make it wider, if they can, and if not, take it off the calendar. I don't care if it's 300 years old. I don't care if it's 500 years old. I don't care. The track is outdated. They need to take it off. Bring back the Nürburgring. Bring back Imola. Or build another track in Monaco. This track is dead. It is dead. And that's it. That's just my opinion. It's dead. It's boring to watch. It was a boring race. The race was boring. Soon as Hamilton took off into first place because he had pole, the race was done. I don't care what happened in the pits. The race was done. This is why he could go for 49 laps without a challenge. If that was at Belgium, if that was at Silverstone, if that was at any of the other tracks, even Singapore and Baku, even if it was at any of them races, someone would have took Hamilton. There's no way he could have done that strategy at Silverstone. Imagine him doing that strategy at Belgium. He'd have no chance. No chance. He would have ended up getting 10th. This is what I'm trying to say. They need to either sort the track out, make it a bit wider, and if not, end it. Put it out of our misery and end it. I am so glad this race is done. Done. Happy. They should be celebrating that it's done. That it's over. They're never going to learn. They're never, ever going to learn. How is this race? Someone tell me in the comment section. Someone put that in the comment section and tell me why this race, is excited. I don't care about the partying. Tell me why the race is excited. You give me a valid reason. I want a valid reason why this track is exciting. You tell me. Unbelievable. Never gonna learn. Hamilton hates it. Kimi hates it. Kubica hates it. They all hate it. Lando Norris hates it. They all hate it. The track is dead. And out of 10, 1. There you go. 1. And that's pushing it. 1. So, that's the end of the review. It was a sad weekend, obviously. The passing of Kimi Räikkönen. The passing of Niki Lauda. 3-time world champion. Should have been 4. And yeah, it was a sad weekend. Toto felt it. Hamilton felt it as well. Everybody felt it. It was a well-respected, probably the greatest icon. Probably the greatest icon in F1 history. Probably the greatest icon in sports history. For where that guy came from when he was facing death. He was facing death at the hospital. The doctor that brought in the vicar to give him his last rites. He was ready to die. But Niki Lauda wasn't having it. He fought back. And in 40 days' time, after the accident, disfigured his face, burnt his face, they had to take skin off his thigh to put onto his face. 40 days later, after draining his lungs out of all the crap what went into his lungs, 40 days later, he was back on the track, racing. That's got to be the greatest comeback in sports history. He's probably the greatest sports icon. Never been racer, and he was well respected. He loved the races, and I'm gonna miss him as well. I'm gonna miss him. Obviously, I didn't personally know him. Toto knew him personally. All the other guys like Hamilton, and it's a shame. And I heard they said on Sky today, his funeral is going to be this week in Vienna, his home country in Austria. And I know that's going to be a sad time for the drivers. It was a shame for Kimi. Rest in peace, Kimi. And yeah, no, Kimi. Niki. Rest in peace, Niki Lauda. So that's it. That's the end of Monaco. The next one's going to be in Canada in 2 weeks' time. Decent track. Can't wait to see. That's going to be It's going to be a good race. It's going to be a fast-paced race. A lot of slow corners. So that's gonna a lot of power straights, a lot of straights, and a lot of slow corners. So it's going to favour Mercedes. Ferrari may be on the straight, but it depends. You don't know how the Ferrari car is. But Mercedes should be the favourite for that. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's looking like they're the favourites. So that's it. That's the end of the review. 2019 F1 Monaco Grand Prix race day review. RIP Niki. See you later, guys. Like, subscribe, comment, alert. So anytime I get any videos, I'll upload it to my channel. See you later, guys, for the review. I'll see you in 2 weeks' time in Canada. Bye.